Hello, I am back from nap. And welcome to my Fire Emblem Heroes HM Farming Auto Clicker Switch Controls iOS tutorial. Bit of a mouthful, I know. Should be a pretty straightforward tutorial though. First thing you're going to want to do is go to Rival Domains. And this part's important. Make sure you scroll up. If this little bar isn't at the top, you may encounter some problems. We're going to click on Lunatic. And here's this week's solution and the units I have to grind up. The solution is courtesy of Cap and Goof. Links to his Twitch in the description. So what we're going to want to do and where the switch controls loop starts is with a press on this right up here. And I usually like to start it somewhere above the L in Rival. We're going to have to click Fight.
You'll regret angering me.
And the important thing to note here is that the whole loop of the auto clicker is going to have to consist of only 5 taps. So the first one goes to opening Lunatic difficulty. The second one goes to starting the fight. Then we have to click auto battle. Then we have to confirm auto battle. And then once the map is over, as we'll see in a few short seconds, you have to click OK. So the best way to know where you're going to have to tap is to take either small pieces of tape and put them on your screen or some kind of other marker. Or if you're like me, you can actually just use a dry erase marker and wipe it off when you're done. So I'll show you my current working solution, and then I'll make a new one with you to demonstrate. Simply give us the screen a tap to begin the auto clicker.
Ever after.
And as we can see, the action will then loop.
Splash fight!
So at this point, you should have an idea of where you're going to make your taps, but if you'll recall at the beginning of the video, I said we have to do 5 taps, but we only made 4 marks. The reason for this is because the final tap, or the 5th tap, is going to be in the same place as our first, except we'll press and hold. Let me demonstrate. Once you get to switch controls, go to recipes, create new recipe, and I'll name this one Demo. Click Assign a Switch, Full Screen, and Custom Gesture. Then what we're going to want to do is tap the places we marked in order. After the first tap, a timer will begin, and by the time it ends, we'll obviously want to have pressed all 5. Remember that the last is going to be a press and hold. So tap 1, 2, 3, 4, and press and hold. And we can save that gesture. Now I'll go back, launch recipe demo, and let's see what happens when I launch the game. With 3 clicks of the power button and a tap of the screen,
I'll protect you.
We can see that the new switch control gesture, demo, which I just created, is going to loop in the same way as the one I demonstrated earlier. So you may have some questions, and I'm happy to answer them. First off, how long will the switch control gesture loop? Well, normally it queues up a certain amount of loops for the gesture to replay based on how many times you tap the screen, and you can tap anywhere. You don't have to tap on the auto battle necessarily. That's what makes this automated. But each tap cues a loop, essentially. Normally what I would do is put on a YouTube video or something and just tap with one hand to cue up a bunch of loops so that it would play out for a few hours. And let me show you the results of this. A few tips for running this is you're going to want to ensure that your phone is using as little battery as possible. For instance, what you might want to do is put on low power mode if you have it, turn your volume all the way down, turn Bluetooth off if you can. Putting on Do Not Disturb is a great way to ensure no notifications pop up and ruin the process. And additionally, having your phone or other Apple device on charge while doing this will ensure that the warning you get when it drops to 20% battery doesn't pop up, because that will screw up the entire thing. Another way to ensure that your battery won't run low is to move to an empty team rather than all +10 core-ins. This way, each time it loops back to this screen, it's not loading 4 more JPEGs. Additionally, if you run into issues such as it accidentally clicking the hard difficulty or going to the shop, for instance, you may want to adjust your switch to bring the taps further apart. Another error you might encounter is having a difficult time turning the switch off. What I recommend doing is either turning the power off and then inputting the 3 clicks, or sometimes pressing the volume buttons or turning the ringer on and off will help. Now I'll show you what a single day's worth of HM farming can get you. Please also keep in mind that the size of your screen does play a factor in where you need to place your taps. I'm currently recording this on my iPhone XR, but I've also got this method working on my 2nd generation iPad. It is a bit older and does suffer from buffering problems, so I did have to spread out the taps a little bit more, but it works nonetheless. Anyways, if there's something I didn't cover or you have questions, please do let me know. I hope you enjoyed, and thanks for watching.